Let's go. All right. Welcome, everybody, to our Tuesday night training. Jesse McPherson coming at you live here from the Philippines. It is actually November 6th for me, so happy November 6th. I know today is an interesting day for many of you guys in the United States. So as the world is kind of a little distracted right now. However, I saw a post from one of my first mentors who said, doesn't matter, you're responsible for your personal economy. And so making sure that you set a financial wall around you and your family over the course of the next 4 years, but more importantly, the next 40 years. All right. So the generations that come here as we are going in. So, we just came off of obviously our amazing event. If you are brand new to Viago and a brand new ambassador, maybe this is your very first call, I want to welcome you and congratulate you on making an incredible decision to get started here in free enterprise, but more importantly, be able to position yourself with our launch and our promotional month here as we're heading into the official launch here, as this coming out in stages. Now, yesterday we had an amazing all ambassador call with our president, Mr. Eddie Head, who is just continuing to deliver some great news for us. He also gave us some updates here on the staged rollout here as we go into Viago and as everything is transitioning from our old systems into our new systems. We are going to discuss a little bit of that here today, but with the primary focus on what do you do right now? Obviously, it is November 5th for many of you, November 6th for those of us over here on this side of the world. And how do we prepare for making this your best month ever in creating your story? So I want you to put this in your notes here real quick, and I think this is really important. For those of you taking notes, jot this down. For those of you that are driving, do not jot this down. Please drive safely. But when you get to your destination, you can watch the replay and remember. You guys have heard this expression. If you haven't, maybe for the first time, is facts tell and stories sell. So stories, and write this down, is now in this true stories, not fake stories, real stories are very important, but stories are something that we have used for the course of our lives since we're really kids, right? So, I mean, my daughter is a year and a half right now, and before every night we read to her, and one of those things, we don't read her bedtime facts. We read her bedtime stories, right? So, it's not like, well, Jack and Jill went up the hill, and Jack was 5'9", and Jill was had a brisk walk. She took 37 steps, and then he rolled down and hit his crown, which is his cranium, which is the thing on top of his head. Like, no, facts tell, stories tell. Now, it's not the stories. Stories are analogies, things we can connect with. If we take a look at movies, good music, if we look at the things that we truly love, most of them are becoming good storytellers. Now, what I don't mean is fabricated stories or flat out what they call lies. And unfortunately, this profession or industry, as you want to call it, has been plagued with, unfortunately, a lot of what I would call overhyping or some exaggeration. And unfortunately, we have to combat that. And because of that, we have to be on the other side of that, of knowing we're going to a marketplace that is also a little hesitant or a little weary or flat out angry or frustrated with the fact that they feel like they've been lied to or bamboozled or over exaggerated to by someone or something else that a lot of times we get associated with. However, just because somebody has had a bad experience with someone else that has had a in this profession doesn't mean that we are not going to go out with the most enthusiasm we possibly can to tell the accurate story. So that being said, is creating your story and learning how to share that story and market that story is one of the most valuable things that you will have. When you get started inside of Viago, it's one of those things where you're going to create a story whether you like it or not. Now, I've always said when you get started, your story will be either an example or a warning. An example as to what to do or a warning maybe if not, well, what not to do. Now, I believe when I started in this profession 22 years ago, my first story was a warning as to what not to do because I didn't plug into the training. I didn't follow the program. I didn't follow the systems, which is why I was a 0 on the scoreboard for quite some time until I finally started following the system, which is why we call this the Elite Synergy system and making sure that you get plugged in properly. So creating your story and creating your launch story is a very important part of it because when you're introducing people to the membership, it's amazing because you can be a product of the product and create those stories and testimonials. However, when you're introducing somebody to an opportunity, they want to know, is it working? Now, of course, in the very beginning, all right, you're not going to, this is not a, it's funny because I always say, "Oh, I don't want to be in a get rich quick." But if they don't get rich quick, they quit. I'm like, how is this like, if you want to be in something real, if it comes fast, it goes quite fast typically, right? If you want to build something stable and long term, like something real, it's going to take a little bit of time. You got to develop some roots in this. So in developing your story, but you need something in the very beginning to show people that it's working. A good example is if you're on the progressive journey of losing 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or 10 kilos, 20 kilos, all right, if you're working out every month and you haven't lost 1 pound, people are a little concerned. They're like, well, is your plan really working? You kind of get the concept, right? So if somebody sees you working hard inside of your business or promoting your business and they see no fruits from that labor, that doesn't have to be big fruits, but it has to be some fruit. right? They need to know that, hey, like, there's something coming in from this. So this is an important part of this where we want to talk about creating your story and what you can do right now in the month of November, December, and January, leading into our playbook event of creating your 90-day story. Now, in that, you're going to create what I consider a 30-day story between now and December 3rd, which is really as we're going to unveil and launch the full scale program here, as this is coming out in stages to you guys, and how you can take advantage of this kind of delayed rollout in order to make it to your advantage to even hype up your story a little bit more. But before I get into it, I know we all had an unbelievable time in Las Vegas. The preview of that video we got a chance to share, but I also want to make sure that you guys know on our website, if you or we posted inside of the groups, we just uploaded a few hours ago. If you haven't seen it in the Elite Synergy Facebook group, we posted this, which is a Google Drive, which has like 250 gigabytes of pictures and videos from the entire weekend. All right. Now, here's the caveat. You're only allowed to spend 20 minutes max at night when you can't prospect people. In fact, some of you, I wanted to make it password protected to where until you sign up an ambassador, you're not allowed to spend time doing this because this is not peak performance time for you. This is non-income producing activity. However, many people have been asking. We've got pictures and videos from the 24th, the 25th that are coming in from our camera, our video, and our professional cameras. So throughout the weekend, which were just incredible. So if you get into here, you're going to get a chance to see all of the pictures from the weekend. There's a few that are still kind of finalizing uploading, but you can see there's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of images from the course of the weekend. There's Moana. Look at that. So that's from our Club Fit from the hula in the morning. We've got our walk-ins on the weekend. So look at these, just beautiful pictures. You can get a chance to take a look through the weekend and enjoy. And then, of course, the Halloween party that was at night. So look at these. If you cross the stage, we've got pictures of you crossing the stage. So go find those. They'll be able to post them up. Now, on our team site, there's a different organizations here inside of this, whether you're a part of amazing organizations, Chillin' Worldwide, whether you're part of Dream Team, Fun in the Sun, Team Legacy, Team Rhino. There's a lot of organizations inside of this as team systems. And so one of them here as the Elite Synergy system is something that we put together here on our website, which has access to some of the great information to get you started off. So we have a getting started training, getting connected, our Viago Inner Circle, our training and presentations. I want to show you guys two different things here, which is under presentations. So James Kursky worked tirelessly to get an updated presentation and a video done that has all of the new information that is a part of our Viago launch, as well as the promotion that is still in effect here for the month of November as we go into the official transition on December 3rd. Okay. Now, this video, you can actually click and you can download it. You can play it right here. You can also get the slides. So the slides are available here in 3 different formats. They're available in PowerPoint, Keynote, and in a PDF. Now, of course, the PDF doesn't have videos in it. The Keynote and the PowerPoint do. I'm going to show you those, but you can download these so you have them available on your computer, right? So these are great. Now, there is a little typo. This says October 4th. This was going to change to November 4th. We always put the date of the presentation's last update in the title so you know you have the most current updated. So if you ever want to know, do I have the most updated presentation? Go right to the website, go click on presentations, download slides. It'll take you to the folder where you can download those slides, okay? So some updates there. Presentation is there. It's going to be in all the formats on the website. So you can download it, you can play it, and use that as a push play tool. So for those of you guys that are starting to get excited about presenting, we want you to lead to those presentations. If presenting for you is a little scary, it's great. You can schedule an appointment, play the video, and at the end, ask that closing question. So amazing, right? So you ready to start, ready to join the club? All right. Oh, I got questions. Perfect. Let me introduce you to one of my business partners to help you with this. So let me give you guys the updates here that I think are super relevant as we are heading into this. So if you were on yesterday's All Ambassador call, you heard about some of the transitions here that are happening from our old system into our new system. And because of that, we are literally going into the month of November where we really wanted to hear the feedback from the field. And some of the things of transitioning from product credit to Viago points, people are like, I wish I had a little bit more time. And so we have granted that. So for the entire month of November, you'll be able to use your existing product credit as is through the back office system that we currently have. The second thing that we were looking at is making sure to take advantage of a very important day coming at the end of this month. Now, if you're in the United States, there's a celebration that is Thanksgiving that comes here at the end of November, the last Thursday of November. And following that is a day called Black Friday. Now, in America, which has become kind of a worldwide phenomenon, has become known as a very important shopping day or a gift purchasing day or a personal purchasing day for some people, where they're taking advantage of where a lot of companies are doing special deals to kind of kick off the holiday shopping season. Now, historically, this is a day that we have done incredibly well inside of our company and in previous endeavors to be able to capitalize on the dollars that are being used during that period of time for gifts and also for personal purchases. And what's exciting is that because now we're going to be shifting into the new Viago back office and system and new marketplace on December 3rd, that's going to allow us to operate in our existing pay structure through the month of November. Now, for those of you guys that are brand new, what does that mean? That means that you're going to be able to sell more stuff and make some more money this holiday season. Now, this call is not going to be on Black Friday. There's an incredible rollout of that, of some products, some favorites that are going to be back in stock, and some new things that are going to be coming your way for Black Friday that many of you guys are going to be, let's just say, happy as a puppy with two tails. It's that. It's a good analogy, right? So, some of you guys aren't even going to know what to do with yourself. You're going to be like, this is so cool, because there's going to be some amazing things that are coming. Now, of course, many of you guys have been looking at what's happening and some of the announcements that are coming in 2025 with what's happening with our Club Fit. Of course, you're like, well, we did Club Fit workouts. They didn't talk much about Club Fit. Well, that's because we wanted to make sure we got Viago launched, but hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. Don't worry, there's some pretty incredible things coming down the pipeline here as we go through Black Friday, as we head into our regional events, and more importantly, as we head into 2025. So, what does that mean for all of us, and where do we focus? Where do we focus our time, our energy, and our efforts here in sponsoring? Now, there are a few people that are actually here that I wanted to get a chance to interview. So, and I don't know if they are available, but I did see some of the people that were on the leading the charts for last month that are brand new, just getting started and on the charts here for this month. I think we've got Mr. Brandon V Global. If you are available, if you could raise your hand, I wanted to get a chance to ask you a few questions on what you've been doing here in your first few weeks here to have such incredible results, if that is possible. But before he does, let me show you what we have going on in our system. So I'm going to pull up our presentation so you guys can see that, because I think it's something that is important for you guys to see the downloaded presentation, and I'm going to walk you through it here real quick. So as we pull this up, let me take a gander here at this. So this is the most recent presentation that you can find on the websites that goes through our presentation for the month of November heading into December. Now, in this, we're talking about the Ultimate Lifestyle Club and membership. This is our first slide of our membership benefits and the different kind of categories of which you get benefits from. First, we're going through our Pro Search, as you can see here, as we've updated these to make them very clean, very simple, very easy to read. So we're talking about our Pro Search, an example here from our room night in Vegas, that is the public price, and then the Viago price with the savings per night and percentage. Obviously, we've got a few different examples. We've got Miami, we've got National Glacier Parks, we've got New York. So we have some smaller items, some bigger items, and we have some international items, right? Now, if you have an area that you really want to localize for, this is where you would tell that story, okay? After that, we've got our VIP escapes, obviously, and then some examples. Now, just so you guys know, in the PowerPoint and the keynote, there are two different slides, one that has a video background and one that has a still background. So if you don't like the videos because it's maybe a little distracting for you, you can use the still background. So for those of you guys that look at the presentations, you guys can see that right here, where if you have a still image and a video image. So if you want one of the others, you can delete or you can just hide. For those of you guys that don't know, if you right click, you can literally hit hide slide or unhide slide. It'll show these two slides. If you don't know how to do this, just find a 12-year-old, they will show you. Okay, now from there, We've got a few different examples of our escapes. We've got Playa, which is coming up here in December. This event in Bali is happening next week. I know some of you are on the line here. I see Steve on here and a few others, Shar, that are going to be making the trip over here. Tim might be on here as well, that are coming over to Bali with me next week. That's going to be an incredible trip. Then we've got obviously Dubai coming in March, and we got some big updates coming on this one, which we're going to be announcing here this next week. And then getting people to an idea of some of the other opportunities that there are. Now, we've added a little section here under the Be Well benefits, which is telemedicine and our healthcare, our health share. This is our health share plan, which is our major medical, which obviously this is something that's going to be, I think, an important selling point for people coming forward that don't have this through their company or through their work. Now, this is primarily, obviously, a US benefit. So if you're in a marketplace where you're presenting, you may hide this slide potentially. And then we have our daily deals. Okay. Now, I'm not doing these presentations for you. I just want you to know what's here and why. Then we've got our marketplace, right? So of amazing products that you guys are going to be seeing as we're continuing to add to this. So now when we get to Black Friday, you're going to see a lot more products fill up here in our marketplace. And there's going to be some great calls about that here this next week. So membership recap, and then we've got the price point. So join the club, Viago Plus Pack, $450, $99 a month. What do you get? You get 600 Viago points. Now, in the new system, starting December 3rd. Now, why am I saying December 3rd? Well, December 3rd is the first pay week of the new month. That is when we're going to be transitioning everything over from our current systems to our new systems. All right. And the reason why, if you were on the call yesterday, is doing it in the middle of the month was definitely going to be almost a challenge in a lot of different ways of operating on an old system and a new system in the middle of a month, in the middle of pay weeks, very challenging. So we are going to push everything through November. We're going to close out Black Friday. We're all going to have some extra money we're going to make, and I'm going to show you in the presentation for November. And then on December 3rd, we're going to be flopping over into our new system. Now, in our current system, this package gives you 500 escape points and $100 in product credit. So it's still 600 points of value. It's the same thing. It's just 500 in escape points, 600 or 100 in product credit. So, but that 100 Viago points, which you're going to get every single month, that is available for everybody. And even if they register today, because if a new person comes in today, they're going to get their points this month, and next month will be their first month. They'll be charged $99, and then their 100 Viago points will be hitting their account, obviously in the month of December. Now, outside of that, we have our loyalty, which is the same. After 1 year of active membership, you're going to get that Viago Getaway, which is that 7-night hotel stay, or converting into more points to go on more trips with us. So that is the front half of the membership, joining the club. And that's where you might do a close or a soft close in the presentation. And then the second part is the business side, the ambassador side. So you'll notice here on the slide on the right-hand side, it says only $49 today with a $99 renewal. So that's something that we wanted to have in the slide so people could see. And then the compensation. So these are the 5 ways that you earn: direct bonuses, team bonuses. So you have direct bonuses paid per person, team bonuses paid per week, residual bonuses paid per month, sapphire bonuses, which is your basically leadership bonus. And then we've got our check match. Okay. Now, obviously, we're not going through a full compensation training, and I'm so excited you're going to be getting a detailed compensation video coming for those that want to know more about that here very soon. So that way, if somebody wants more details on the compensation, they'll have a separate tool that will explain that thoroughly. We want to focus on 2, the direct bonuses and the monthly bonuses. So in the example we give somebody, the direct bonus, when you go out there and sponsor somebody with our launch pack, that 450 package, you're going to earn a direct bonus of $100. So these are in the slides currently, $100. This is paid weekly. Now, for the month of November, we have a promotion for the month of November, which is what we were doing during pre-launch. So for the month of November, when you click, it's going to take you to the next slide, which is a bonus where you're going to earn $150 per person. So this is a big selling point because that's like a 30%, increase if you take a look at it, 50% technically from the 100. So for our November promotion, now we wanted to make it blatantly obvious, right? This is a November promotion, so it's on there twice. But we also have a Govember promotion where if you make 4 sales in the month of November, we're going to give you an additional $100. So this is pretty cool. Now, there is an actual bonus of $50 when you make 3 sales, but we're just going to go for the whole enchilada here. So now, What the next slide is very simple, which is get six. Now, why get six? Okay. What we're going to be presenting as of December 3rd is one is $100, get six is $600. Now, why are we presenting get six? Well, because we are not waiting to go into effect, which is the next piece of the puzzle, which is get six and your membership is free. That is not a December announcement. That is a November announcement. That is in effect right now. So the plan for everybody is to go get six. Now you're looking at that number going like, oh, I get six people with the pack, I make $1,000. How does that work? Well, with the promotion, you don't earn just $100 per person, you earn 150. So 150, 150, 150, 150, 150, 150 is 900, plus the extra $100 bonus puts you at the comma club. That comma club means you got a comma in your monthly check. Now, why is that important? Getting six in the month of November of creating your story. I want to go back to this. If everybody here, this is the focus. Now, for many of you, six is the bare minimum. Many of you are going to run for 10, going to run for 20 for the month of November. But here's what I believe. Every single one of you between now and the end of the month, you could get six. I know you can, right? I know you can. Now, are you going to have to share this with more than six people? Of course you are. Are you going to have to find a bunch of no's and maybes and kind ofs and sort ofs and I'll see you in December or after the holidays or when the sun and the moon and the stars align? Yes, you're going to have all those people that are out there. But right now, our number one target is to go through the people that have what I call that now spark, meaning the person that's not waiting for other people, that's not seeing how you do first. Don't worry, we'll get those people later. What we're looking for is those that want to be leaders, not followers. We're looking for the shepherds, not the sheep. We're looking for the people who have that idea of going, I want to be first. I want to be there at the beginning. I want to be there even before everything goes live and launches, right? I'm not looking for the people that are the waiters. I'm looking for the people that are the joiners, meaning they're ready to go. I'm looking for the people that are looking for an opportunity to take advantage of the holiday season. I'm looking for the people that are looking for an extra seasonal job. I'm looking for the people that have had some experience and know what it's like to be at the beginning of something. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for the lookers. I'm not looking for the waiters. I'm not looking for the complainers. I'm not looking for the question askers. I'm looking for the people that are going to say something like, let's go. So getting six means that $1,000 of creating your free membership. So in the month of November, if you have six directs, old members, new members, just six personal directs you've enrolled that their membership process is in the month of November, your membership fees are waived in December. So right now, it doesn't have to be six new ones. If you just have six, could be the same six every month that have their membership that processes your membership the next month, fees are waived and you still get all the benefits of the program. So this is a huge deal. Now, if you click on the slides, what is the next slide? The next slide talks about our residual bonus. Now, this is a little different than the one that we were doing before, which was 4 who get 4. Okay. Now we're talking about getting 6. But here's the thing. You don't need 6 who get 6 to earn a $200 monthly residual. You only need half of them to go get 6. Now, I love this analogy. Why? Because it's more realistic. All right. And I love things that are not overhyped or oversold. That for me, I think people, when they see that, because look, we've all heard the analogy 5 who get 5 who get 5 who get 5, and you have a bajillion people, but we all know that's not really ever how it works, right? So in this analogy of our presentation, again, an analogy of painting this story, of painting people into the picture, how we're presenting this is very simple. It's like, look, you go get 6, your membership is free. Now, let's just say from those 6, only half are excited to share it. The other half just want to keep it to themselves and only want to go on vacations and have deals themselves. No, I'm just saying, let's say half of the people just want to be members and enjoy the benefit of the club. But the other half go, wait a minute, you're telling me if I invite 6 people to this program, I can make $1,000 and I get my membership for free? Yeah, game on. Half only want to be members. Half also want to share. Does this make sense? So if those half go out there and go get 6, meaning 3 of them get 6, you'd have a total of 24 members in your network, in your team. Now, because of that, you're going to start having a $200 monthly residual bonus. Now, residual, Warren Buffett said it best. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you work until you die. Nobody wants to do that. That doesn't sound fun. So this is where you're transitioning into the power of residual income, monthly renewable income based on your members. Now, obviously, this goes from 5 all the way up to 5,000, which is going to pay $1 million a year. So whether a few dollars a month or a very livable income, depending on where you are in the world. So this is pretty incredible. So these slides, again, are available on the site. After that, the only thing we're doing is talking about our inner circle, our training system, and where we're going next. And then we've got getting started. So our getting started is very simple. Basically, $4.99, that is the package, gives you everything you need to get going with our program. That's the membership plus the business. And then from there, if you're closing on timing, this is and then an ABC close. So I just want to do a quick run through with you guys so you guys could see that, because as far as the presentation is going is this is something you want to learn. So, and starting to learn the presentation, understand the presentation. Now, I remember when I was first introduced to this industry, the idea of doing a presentation was terrifying, like terrifying. But then once I heard it a few times, I was like, oh, it's almost like lyrics to a song. You guys know lyrics to songs you don't even like. Why? Because you just heard them over and over and over and over and over and over and over, right? And so what you start doing is you start seeing the presentations, hearing the presentations, and then guess what? You can start regurgitating the presentation. Now, in the beginning, guess what you can do? There's that video that you can push play. That's a 10-minute video that goes through basically all the benefits of the program and that exact basically PowerPoint presentation that's on the website that you can utilize right now. So it's very, 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 very simple that we want to get everybody focused on it. So what's the magic number we're focusing on in November is what? Everybody put them up, right? So we're focusing on 6, right? 6 for the month of November is where we want to get everybody focused, okay? So why? First of all, you're going to create an incredible story. Having $1,000 a month part-time on your side business is crazy. Now, if you are full-time in our profession, making $1,000 is like, are you surviving? Which is why the power of your part-time story is incredibly important when you're getting started inside of Viago. So this is something where the harder you can work to get liftoff off the ground to create your testimonial, which is another version of your story, right? Your testimonial is something that you're going to be creating and sharing for the rest of your career. So this is the first month of Viago. So it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what you did last month. It doesn't matter what you did last year. It doesn't matter what you've done. You could have messed up your entire life up into this point, literally, like in almost every way possible. And you have an opportunity to rewrite your story in a new book and a new chapter right now for the next 30 days. For the next 30 days, you have an opportunity to rewrite your story, to be able to tell a new story, to be able to, and this isn't a new chapter, this is a new book, people. So that we are all writing, and the story that you're going to create over the next 30 days. So what I'm saying is if you can take a little bit of time, to rob a little bit of time off of that social media platform that is not serving you, rob a little time maybe from that extra hobby that you can get into a little bit more in January. Some of you might need to put down the pickleball. I'm just saying, so I'm just saying. But some of you might need to suspend your Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus subscription for 30 days. Because it's always interesting how a lot of people say they don't have time. But if I logged into their phone and I looked at the time spent on each app inside of their phone, promise you there's 3 apps you could delete inside of your phone where you could find 10 hours a week. Okay. So statistically, many of you would find a whole lot more time. So now if people say, I don't have any time, sell your couch, you find time. Isn't that interesting? Why? Because you don't have a place to sit. Right. So it's time to go. Now, if you, I had a friend say, look, if you can't find time, it's a very simple thing. Get rid of your income reducing box. And we were like, what is that? It's like your television, right? Your TV. Now that's an old version of the story coming from back in the day, because our distraction devices are not our TVs. They're the things inside of our pocket. So over the course of this time is creating your story for the next 30 days is doing that. I'm telling you right now, it's one of the most important things that you could possibly do for yourself in your life is to make sure is to go after 6. Having $1,000 a month and having that is going to be wildly important. So are we all good on that? So I want you to go and put in there, I'm getting my 6 in the comment section. So that way we know who's committed to doing this, creating your story. When somebody says, how's that little business going? And be like, well, I mean, last month part-time, I made an extra $1,000. I got a free membership and I'm going to Dubai, Habibi. So I don't know how you doing. It's going amazing, right? So is creating that story. And one of the individuals who went out there and did this not just in their first month, but actually did it in his first week. Is somebody who I'd love to get a chance to introduce. He is originally from Canada, but is a transplant down in Mexico. Mr. Brandon V. I don't know. I did see you on here, brother. I don't know if you get a chance to unmute. I'd love for you to get a chance to say hello and introduce you to the Viago family. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, Jesse, brother.
What is going on?
Oh, I'm excited.
Well, I know a lot of people are seeing you as V Global on the charts and coming out of nowhere. But anyway, I wanted to get a chance for you to share a little bit of your story and your testimonial. Obviously, doing exactly what we want everybody here to do in the month of November. But you didn't do it just in November. You did it in the last like 10 days of October, cranking up the charts there. So tell us a little bit about, so getting started, tell us a little bit, who are you? Like who is Brandon V? And tell us a little bit about and I'll ask you some questions on what you're doing.
Sure, sure. Well, thank you so much for that, Jesse. I got to say, I'm excited to be here. Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon V. Um, my last name is a very long name, and Jesse and Isaac and all the powers that be could never say my name. So I shortened it down to Brandon V. Here's the thing, I'm older than Gary V, so I had my V before here, so I'm the original V. I'm just saying, okay? So as you guys can tell from my funny accent, I'm originally from London, England. I grew up on the other side of the bridge from Big Ben. We didn't need any clocks in our house. I could literally see it from where I was living. But then I went traveling around the world. I got some itchy feet, and I ended up in sunny Canada. Yeah, that's right. Sunny Canada, the land of snow. I felt like I was shoveling snow for my whole entire life that I was there. But I was there for about 16 years, met my beautiful, beautiful wife, Michelle. We had two beautiful daughters, and we met in this industry. So I love this industry even more because this is the industry that we met in. And we gangbusted out of Canada. We're like, okay, 5 families, let's go. So we packed up our houses, packed up our vehicles, and we gangbusted out planes, trains, private helicopters, and automobiles. We traveled down, road trip down into Orlando. We stayed as a community of 5 families. It was a most amazing time. Stayed in Orlando, went up into Destin, went into Negril, Jamaica, came back to Orlando, and then we came into Mexico, Playa del Carmen, for about a week. About a month and 1 week. And then we had the opportunity to go out to the UK, so to Europe, because my family had never been to the UK. So I'm like, let's go. So we just got up, we got the tickets, and we headed out. And we stayed there for about 4 months, traveled around, and it was wonderful because this is something that really pertains to this. The key thing that really pertains to this is that I saw the UK. Now, I grew up in the UK, I know all those places, but I saw the UK for the first time through my children's eyes. And seeing that literally brought tears to my eyes because the wonderment, the excitement, the new experiences that they had there, I saw the UK in a completely different way. And then we went to Portugal and they tried the food there. And we went to different places, just watching their experiences. I experienced what I experienced and I experienced it through them. And from that, I got to say, we enjoyed traveling. And then we came back to Mexico, Playa del Carmen. We've been here for about 2 years now. Our kids go to school in the jungle. Their classes are like Smurf huts. It's absolutely crazy. We were actually on the road here with Secret Direct when it first started. So we were very excited. So we know Jesse very, very well. He's held our children. He's stayed at our house. We stayed at his. He's one of our best friends. We love him to bits. And we got to meet Isaac. We got to see what was happening. We built a team there. So when we went around on our travels and we kind of traveled around, did what we did, Ben Bradshaw, good friend of ours, I'm sure every one of you know him, he reached out to us and he said, hey, listen, can I talk to you about something? Now, here's the thing. We never collapse relationships. Relationships are the most important thing. And if you are a friend of ours, we're fiercely loyal to you. So if you ever want to pitch anything to us, you have that right. So then Ben jumped on. And I said, Michelle, Ben's going to pitch something to us. Jump on. We jumped on. And to be honest, I'm being very transparent here. We had got out of the network marketing industry. We didn't want to have anything to do with it. Okay. It was like, okay, let's move on. And he sat there and he talked to us in a very calm way and explained to us and pitched a vision to us that we were like, what? And we were getting so excited because you see, what you guys are doing here was our end game. To be able to travel the world with our children, continuing these amazing experiences with people who we know, we love, and we care about. We decided, we're like, this is crazy. So hold on a second, we can still get these amazing products, which I gotta say, till today, we still have in our bathroom, okay? Still using them. We can get fantastic plant-based nutrition because health is important. But we can increase on that health by going and traveling to warm countries, to other places, experience the culture, experience the food, experience people like you. And when you're around people like you in this community, it's also a health benefit, okay? It's also a health benefit because you're laughing, you're joking, you're smiling, you're happy, and joy brings about so much more that we literally on the spot could not say no. And we said, yes, we have to do this. And I gotta say, it was one of the easiest decisions we've ever made about anything because it was truly like coming home. And I truly believe we are home. And I believe for me, this is, I do this with my wife as well, but she works on something else too. But I believe this is our last stop. So we are very, very excited.
Oh, congratulations on an epic start. And let's show Brandon some love here, obviously. And here's a couple of things. So obviously, as we started talking and getting connected here, so we have an event on December 7th, which happens to be in the Fives in Playa del Carmen. And how far away do you live from the Fives?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. So, well, if that's not some synchronicity, I don't know what is. As my dear friend Mazafar says, there are no coincidences. Coincidences are just God's way of being anonymous. So, for sure. But Brandon, let me ask you a few questions here. So, how many personal sponsors, Viago ambassadors have you guys brought in since you guys launched here? What was this, like, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, literally.
Yeah.
We brought in, I think we're at 12 personals with premium packages.
All right, so 12 personals here in those first couple of weeks. Now, let's set some expectations because for those of you guys that are brand new, I totally understand. We want to make sure and because these stories are important, right? I don't want you to compare your chapter 1 to Brandon's chapter 20. That's not fair to you. It's not fair to him. But there are things that we can pull out of this that I think are important on this. Now, Brandon, when you first got started, obviously one of the first things that you did is you made a list, I'm assuming, right? So now, obviously, you only talked to 12 and all 12 said yes. Is that accurate? Or, you know,
I wish. I really
okay.
wish,
Oh,
but
all right.
no.
Oh, okay. All right. So, in other words, so you reached out. Now, if you had to ballpark, let's kind of backtrack this about how many, maybe if you can give me some examples of how many people did you either approach, reach out to, contact, or presentations did you do in your first couple of weeks that led to 12 people saying, yes, I'm in with you?
It was game on at that point. We knew what we had to do when we made the decision, we made the commitment. The first thing we had to do is understand is that there is a system, okay? So
Yep.
understand the system. Once we understood the system, then we put the next part in, which is the DMO, the daily method of operation. What do we have to do to achieve what we have to achieve? So we put that into play and we just went to work. So the people who we were reaching out to first is our low-hanging fruit. These are people who we know, who we have influence over, people who we know really well. People like, you know, exactly what Ben did to us, we did to other people. Hey, you're our friend. Jump on the Zoom. Let's have a chat. That's what we did. So we did that first, low-hanging fruit. We're still going through the low-hanging fruit. But also on top of that, we started to reach out to people who we hadn't spoken to for a while. So we started to build that relationship up again because we knew that at some point we're going to want to bring this to them. So we started building the relationship back up again with them. And there were people who we just did not know at all. We had their phone numbers, we had their emails, and we just started contacting. Here's the thing, we didn't know where they were at. The thing that we learned very quickly is never to prejudge anybody, because it is not our right to take away the decision from somebody else. So we didn't prejudge anybody. We just put it out there and we brought them in and we're getting them through those points. Some were like no's. A lot of them were no's. A lot of them were maybe, so they're still in the follow-up process that we're following up with. And then a whole bunch of people are like, yes, I'm ready to rock. And there's a bunch of people like, I want the package, let me get paid, and I'm in.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things, because I'm kind of, I know a little bit of the background story because I've been watching and I've been involved in some of this, not as much because obviously, you know, Ben reaching out to you and Ben, how many of you guys are noticing on this Zoom, every time I'm introducing somebody, it's like somebody Ben has recruited. He's on an absolute, by the way, the reason he's not, I asked him to come on here tonight. He was like, I don't have time for you tonight. And the reason why is because he's launching another new person tonight at this exact same time that will probably be on next week. I'm just saying. So an incredible role model and person to follow here on this. But one of the things I know is this, it's not just the presentations, but one of the things that I know that you're doing to help get those 12 people to say yes was you were doing an introduction and then you were having somebody else do the presentation or someone else do the three-way phone call. And so if you, how many of those were ones that came from that presentation or introducing? Tell me about that process of that system for you.
Sure. So that system is I think pretty much 99.9% of those people were through that. Because here's the thing is I can know a lot. And to be honest, I'm still learning. I'm still kind of getting with everything. So I don't know everything, but I could know more than a lot of people. But the key situation is that with people who I know, they know me too well. So my job is always going to be, I want to pique their attention and pass them over to somebody else. Because when that's somebody else who's at a different level, they have authority, okay? And when they have the authority, when they're speaking to the people who we're introducing to, first of all, we're edifying that person. Now, when somebody like Jesse or Ben does those presentations, they go into it. We edify the person who's coming on. We edify Jesse as a speaker. And then we keep quiet. We don't say a word because we know the people like Ben and Jesse know exactly what they're doing, the questions to ask, and they're listening. So there's no reason for us to say anything. So we keep our mouths shut unless Jesse asks us something. We let them do their thing. So through that, they're skillfully answering the questions, helping them get through where they need to get to, and pretty much everybody went through there. So our job is to find those people, contact, invite, pique them, and pass them on. Let the system do the job.
I freaking love it. Now, in this, Brandon, so I think one of the areas that I think a lot of people get hung up on at the very beginning, and like, you know, many of us is like, obviously you saw this and you were like, let's go, right? So there was this, okay, I get it. So, but if I'm here going like, well, how do I invite, you know, what's the first message or what's the first call? Do I text them? Do I call them? You know, if I haven't talked to them in a long time, do I message them on Facebook? Do I give them a thought? Like, you know, give me something to kind of just go after this thing. What would I do if I was like, I hang up right now? What do I do?
Well, first of all, I think the most important thing is that you have to make sure you're in the right state, because most people are in the fear state. They have this barrier blocking them and they're in the fear state of, okay, I really love this, but now I have to contact somebody, I have to talk to them about it. And I get it. Okay, we've all been there. Sometimes even I still get there depending on who I'm speaking to. But one of the key things is that I stop for a second and I change my state. How I change my state is I look at what we have here. I have to stop and really understand the quality of the skincare, the quality of the nutritional products, this amazing community of people who are going out traveling together. The fact that we can bring hope to people who have bucket list dreams of, man, if only I could go there, but that's too expensive, it's out of my reach. The fact that we have the opportunity to bring that dream into reality, that somebody can have that experience that never goes away. This is something so incredibly powerful. When the days come where we can't move or travel anymore, the memory is still here. And our children or their children will be able to talk about, do you remember when we went to Africa, to the Serengeti with mom and dad? And they can tell those stories, okay, and those experiences. When I look at this, I get so crazy excited about what we have. I understand that we're not trying to make money from people. Here's the key. We're not trying to go and say, hey, I need to make a commission from you, so I need to go and talk to you. You need to spin this and understand what this really is. When you look at the value of our packages, number one, you look at the value of the membership, and then how they done gone crazy and said six people, and then yours is free. Nobody's going to ever leave if yours is free. The next thing is that when you see that value there, I know that I can go to somebody and everybody wants to travel. Everybody needs skincare. Everybody wants nutrition and health and wellness. They want value, and I know that I can bring that to them. So now it's my duty. I have a duty to share this, because here's the thing. My friends, my families, my coworkers, I care about them. I don't want them going somewhere else and having to pay much more for a second-class trip. I want them to spend the smallest amount for the best quality, okay? And the value that they're going to get in that, I have the need to do that for the people who I care about. So that's my mission, and that's how I think. And when I think about that, I go to people, and I had a lady, actually, Michelle was jumping on. She was talking to a good friend of ours. This lady, she got 6 kids and a husband. She has kids in soccer, and they go to all different locations. So now she's going to Jamaica. Here's the thing. She's like, listen, I know how to shop for trips for my family. I've got 6 of them, okay? She's like, I'm always looking for the best deals. I know where to find them, okay? So we're like, okay. We got her on with Ben, and Ben opened up the travel. She's like, okay, I'm going to Jamaica. I want it for this amount of people. This is the hotel. This is the this is that. And she's like, okay, let me challenge you. When Ben pulled it up and she saw the price, she's like, send me a link. Value, value, value. We are here to save people money, not make a commission. The money will come so long as we're bringing value and doing what's right for others.
Oh, I love it. So, well, Brandon, congratulations on an incredible start and being on the leaderboard here. Not even your first full month. And we are curious. I just have one request for you for the month of November. Just please beat Ben Bradshaw. Please.
Challenge accepted.
The only reason why is this, because if he takes number one, I'm never going to hear the end of it. Like, I'm just never.
We're never going to hear the end of it either. So.
I know. It's just like, I mean, come on. You can't be amazing, talented, and number one and serving people. I mean, come on. Like, you know,
and that good looking as well.
Someone's got to knock him down a peg. You know what I mean? So I would appreciate that. So
not a problem.
In any event, congratulations. I know you are going to have an incredible November, incredible Black Friday, leading into obviously getting a chance to go on your first reward escape trip over there, which is an easy walk/drive for you, your family around. And
what I'm looking forward to the most, to be honest, is everybody coming down. Everybody's coming down. I'm looking forward to giving everybody a hug. Me and my wife will be there, and I want to give everybody a hug. So if you see me, please come over, give me a hug. We got some love for you, because we're going to be family, okay?
Absolutely. So you are you're my silver fox teddy bear, as we call it. But David did say something here that was important. I think Brandon hit it on the head here further. So let's wrap up here today, because you know what we need to do is we need to go get 6. That's what we need to do. That's what we're doing. Go get 6, go get 6, go get 6. I don't want you to counting sheep. I want you to be counting 6s, right? So here's we go. We're going to get 6, getting 6, getting 6. You know, we'll have a little 6 dance. I don't know. Just what we want to do is getting after it. But David from Chicago over there, my brother who was always on here, I love you, man. So, and he talked about is that getting young kids to travel early is most likely one of the most important things you can do for your family. And Brandon, when you said seeing London again through your kids' eyes, you know, and what it did for you, and it's the same thing for me. My mother and my parents, you know, we did okay, but we grew up pretty rural and like literally middle of nowhere. And what we did was the extra income that they had from being self-employed, they didn't spend on things, they spent on trips. And for me, that was one of the most important things. And every year, when I look back on the most important memories that I cherish with the people, is it's usually was being on a vacation, was being on a trip. And it wasn't the destination, it wasn't even the location. It was being somewhere with somebody and creating those lifelong memories that we'll never forget, and how important those are for people and going to create those. And right now, you have an opportunity. So when you're picking up the phone and calling that person, I want you to think about them being in Dubai, creating a memory with their kids, not them joining and spending a few $100s to join an amazing community, but think about the what you get to provide for them as you're going out there and the value that they're going to have from being a part of this. Now, they have the right to say no. You guys understand that, right? Everybody has the right to say no. You're not here to sell people. You're here to go out there and share information and collect decisions. We share the club, collect decisions. Share the club, collect decisions. What do we collect as a decision? Do you want to join? Do you see an opportunity for yourself? That's the decision that we're collecting. But people deserve the right to know, and they deserve the right to be able to say no. But someone cannot say no to something that they don't know about. So right now, it's time for us to get a little more excited, a little bit more out there, because for the month of November, technically, as of today, y'all just got a pay raise and the bonus structure for the month of November as we head into this season. So next couple weeks, stay tuned, stay close. We're going to have great updates for you guys, preparing for not only Black Friday, but running through the end of the month. If you have not registered for the RTE virtual, you want to make sure and do that online on our Viago events platform. And of course, we just did an amazing planning production meeting for Dallas. We have crazy things in store for you for Dallas already. I see Steve Monroe's got his bands up there for his playbook. So if you got your band on, let's put this on, because it is where we are all headed to in Dallas. But right now, we're not focusing on momentum in 2025. We're focusing on momentum in Govember. It's not November, it's Govember. So let's make it happen, guys. We love you. We'll see you guys on the next training. We'll see you on the next Zoom. But more importantly, we want to see you on that leaderboard. So let's go get your 6. Bye, guys.